What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the SchuZ Show. Hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal Wednesday. Obviously now it could be Thursday if you guys are tuning in on a Thursday. Hopefully you guys are off to a great start on your Thursday as well. Let me check the audio real quick. Yes, we are good to go. So with that being said, let's get the camera going too. What the heck? All right, so we don't have a jam-packed show for tonight, but what I do have is a fight preview going down for the ProBox TV card going down tomorrow. We're also going to be hopping into a couple of the big notable fights going down on Friday. Then I'm going to be getting into some boxing news as well. But if you guys are tuning in on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and the thumbs up for me real quick. I definitely would appreciate that. If you guys are tuning in anywhere else, so keep the chat active as well. I will, as always, be answering every single comment that comes up in the chat. Your comment will pop up on the screen, and then we'll go from there. So make sure to keep the chat active tonight. It won't be a very long show, but tomorrow's show will be going down at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I have a very special guest on that show. I also will be then hopping over to Ryan Frazier's show, which is going to be going down at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'll be hopping on his YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out. But I'll let you guys know more about that tomorrow. So let's get right to it, though. The fight preview I want to get into is starting off with the ProBox TV card. Main event is a very, very intriguing main event. It goes down between Nicholas Flawes and Delonte Johnson. Now, if you guys have not checked out the Nick Flawes interview, you guys can go check that out on my YouTube channel. Great interview right there. Here's the thing about Nick Flawes. Phenomenal fighter. He's ranked inside the top 15, and this is why it's huge for Tiger Johnson. Tiger's obviously signed with Top Rank. Top Rank obviously does not have the TV deal. So they're sending their fighters all over the place to go fight on different cards, promotions, so on and so forth. Hats off to them for doing so. But Tiger Johnson has this opportunity presented to himself. Go fight on ProBox TV. You get a main event against a man who is ranked in the top 15, top 10 even in a lot of different commissioning bodies. Big, big fight for Tiger Johnson. Now, Tiger is somebody that I have been quite high on for a long time. I was not too high on his last performance. I thought I was fine, but if he fights the way he fought last night or last time in his last time outing, I don't think he's going to do so well against Nick Flawes, because Nick Flawes is a very good, dangerous fighter to fight against. So if we were to break this fight down, my favorite for this fight is going to be Nick Flawes. I do believe that Nick Flawes will win this fight, and this isn't something that I'm confident in. You know, I love the way Tiger fights. I think he's a very talented fighter. I think he's got a lot in his game. However, he has not fought anybody on this level yet. This is by far his biggest fight of his career, being a main event and the most toughest competition of his career to date. It's not going to be an easy outing for Tiger Johnson. And there are a lot of inconsistencies. What we do notice with Tiger Johnson quite often is that he ignores his corner. Not a very smart thing to do in boxing unless you know for sure what you're doing. And it's worked to this point. But for Tiger Johnson, I just feel like he could have his big outing this weekend. And if he does so on Friday, it would be a performance that people look back on and say, okay, this man's legit. This man has officially arrived. He's now a top 15 ranked contender. He has officially arrived, which would be huge for Top Rank as well. But I think Nick Flawes comes away with the win here. I think Nick Flawes has the all-around ability here. He's much more tough. He's been in much higher stake fights before. I think Nick Flawes walks with a good victory here. You also have Dominic Vallée fighting Miguel Angel Torres Nunez. That's going to be an interesting fight going down as well. And Katsuma Akisugi fighting Vincent Astrolabio. I have Katsuma winning this fight right here. If you guys have not checked out that interview either, make sure to check it out on my YouTube channel. Phenomenal interview. He's a great guy as well. I think Katsuma is going to come away with this victory. He is a very talented fighter, very, very good. I think we're going to see him have quite the statement here in this fight. Should be an easy win for Katsuma. Then, also, other fights going down on Friday include this. Justin Figueiredo going down against Jose Perdomo. That's going to be an interesting fight to see right there. And then another intriguing one. Otto Vollen fighting Chris Thomas. Now, Otto Vollen's had an up and down time. You know, he's bounced in and outside the top 15. The biggest fight he's had as of late was obviously the Anthony Joshua fight about 2 years ago now. And that was obviously one that did not go according to plan for him. He has rebuilt himself up to a certain extent. Now he fights Chris Thomas. Good fight here. I think Otto Vollen will take a win quite easily in this one right there. All right, let's get into some boxing news, though. As I always say, if you guys have any comments, make sure to leave it in the chat, and I'll make sure to answer those comments as we go throughout the show. But here is the boxing I want to kick it off with. This is a message from Artur Beterbiev, where he announces his free agency. Artur Beterbiev says, and this is his exact quote, "Hi, everyone. I got a lot of questions about my promotional status. From June 2025, I'm a free agent. My contract with Top Rank expired. I'm grateful for all these years with Top Rank and want to thank them for the opportunity they gave me. I want to thank everyone who follow and support me to know that I believe the best fights are ahead." That's from Artur Beterbiev, where he announces his free agency. Very interesting. If you are Artur Beterbiev, you know, this is a man who is, in my opinion, still the top two guys at light heavyweight. And I know it's a big statement to make when you have David Benavidez right there as well. Could easily make the case that you flip-flop those three. But Artur Beterbiev is rightfully number 2 in my eyes right now. The biggest thing about Artur Beterbiev is we have not seen him since February. Likewise with Bivol. I know he wanted to be on the November 22nd card. Something happened there. However, Artur Beterbiev no longer being in the promotion isn't as big of a deal as I think people make it to be. Artur Beterbiev is probably in his final, let's just be honest, the max I see him fighting is another 5 years, and that's just being extremely optimistic. Obviously, I'd say it's more so 2 or 3 range. And in those times, I think he's going to get a max of 6 fights left in his career. That's what I see for Artur Beterbiev. You look at obviously getting the Dmitry Bivol rematch, then probably getting 1 or 2 of the big fights, maybe another world championship fight, maybe making the jump up to cruiserweight. You don't know exactly what he's going to do, but the point being is this. For Artur Beterbiev, I don't think it's a big concern for him not being on top rank anymore. He's only going to have big fights remaining in his career. He's not going to do a lot of tune-up fights. He doesn't need the big promotional. He can go with Turkey Al-Sheikh. He can go with the top cards. It's going to be kind of mapped out for himself. If he loses to Dmitry Bivol, you have other good fighters like a Callum Smith. You have other top fighters you can go out there and fight, move to cruiserweight. If you beat Bivol, obviously you're then in a position to go fight Dave Benavidez, and you continue this train rolling there. So I don't think it's a big deal that Artur Beterbiev no longer has a promotional company. He's a free agent. I think he's going to wrap this career kind of going fight by fight basis, which is totally fine for a guy that's at his stage of his career. Here's an interesting announcement, and it's hard for me not to laugh at this one, but rematch between WBC Cruiserweight titleist Badou Jack and former titleist Noel Mikaelian on December 13th in LA will be a $29.99 pay-per-view in the US on cable and satellite, as well as digital outlets, including Prime Video, payperview.com, Triller TV, Fubo. I'm sorry. What? Okay. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. In what world is Badou Jack Noel Mikaelian a rematch? The first fight was not very good. It was fine. It was not very good. We're talking about 2 guys at one of the worst weight classes in all boxing, which is cruiserweight. And it's not even the intriguing guys. Obviously, you have Zurdo and Jai Bataille, the only 2 really intriguing heavyweight or like cruiserweights right now. Neither one of those 2 guys have those names. Neither one has a big brand. No casual boxing fan knows who these 2 guys are for the most part. Obviously, both guys have had good moments in their careers. But in what world are you going to make people pay $30 to watch this fight happen? Absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, is paying $30 to watch this fight happen. And I don't know how we're going to get it, but obviously if there's some, those fire stick going on, I would not be shocked to see a lot of people go out there with those fire sticks and watch this fight happen because let's just be honest. Why are we charging $30? I've had enough rants about pay-per-view. I'm not doing it again tonight. I don't want to get into all that. But what the heck? Like boxing loves to just shoot itself in the foot with these pay-per-views. It's ridiculous. So yes, if you want to really go out there and watch Badou Jack, Noel Mikaelian, and you want to pay them $30 to go watch the fight, be my guest. Go enjoy that opportunity. I will not be paying $30 for that fight. It is what it is. I'll find a way to watch another way. So don't know why that's even pay-per-view. Claressa Shields breaks the bank. She signs a record new deal. She signs a 2-year, $8 million multi-fight promotional contract with Win Records and Salida Promotions. Test. Check. All right, hopefully we are good. Now let me go check this out real quickly. Gonna go make sure we got audio. Test. All right, so hopefully we got audio now. We should be good to go. All right, so it looks like we had lost internet there for a moment. Hopefully we're all back on, ready to go. No issues at all. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned for this one. So, all right, let's get right back to this. As I was saying, Claressa Shields has now signed a record new deal. Claressa Shields has signed a 2-year, $8 million multi-fight promotional contract with Win Records and Salida Promotions. Very interesting signing right here. When you talk about women's boxing, it's pretty much under, I don't want to say complete control, but a lot of majority control by Jake Paul and most fighter promotions. He's done phenomenal things with that, with what he's doing with the women's boxing side right now. Hats off to that man. And the one chip he's been missing out on has been Claressa Shields. And so when she became a free agent, she announced after her last fight, a lot of people had the assumption that, you know what, is Salida going to miss out on this now? Are they going to no longer be her promoter? They've been obviously a great partner for quite a few years now. Are they going to go part ways now? And here it is. Here's the answer. She is remaining with this group of Salida Promotions for an $8 million deal over a 2-year time span, meaning she's not going to go Jake Paul Promotions. And I'm fine with that. I love loyalty. Great. Congratulations to Claressa Shields. Here's the interesting part, though. Are we going to get some better fights? Let's just be honest. Like, she has not been fighting great competition. I get it. There's not a lot of top women available to fight up there. She'd have to go back down or they move up. All these different situations and scenarios. But let's just be honest. We know she's the best women's boxer right now. Katie Taylor deserves the respect right there as well. But Claressa Shields is right there in the mix. In my eyes, she is number one. But we want to see better fights. And the reason a lot of people have debates for why Katie Taylor is above Claressa Shields, and I respect those opinions, is this. She fought better fighters. She's fought Amanda Serrano. She's fought countless guys. We're not going to go down the whole list. Her resume is way better. Now, Claressa Shields has accomplished the belt satisfaction, and she's accomplished all those for a resume, but we want better wins. And so hopefully we get some better fights in this next deal, but we'll see what happens. Then, confirmed news. Nonito Donaire will face Seiya Tsutsumi for the WBA Bantamweight title on December 17th. Kasuga Takami and Renee Santiago unify the WBA and WBO light flyweight titles as chief support. This goes down December 17th. So here's the big news. Right now, going down with the Ring Magazine, they currently are having a press conference for the big Samurai Night going down on December 26th or 7th, whatever the date is. And apparently, we're going to have another big card going down December 17th. So some of the best fighters in all Japan will be going down in the month of December, back-to-back weeks. Huge boxing time span for Japanese boxing. Here's how I want to conclude today's show. And as always, if you guys have any comments or topics you guys want me to address, make sure to leave it in the channel. Make sure to address them as we go through the remainder of the show. But here's the big news. And I purposely say this for last because I have some thoughts on it, and it is this. Xander Zayas and Abass Baraou have agreed to a deal for a junior middleweight title unification fight on January 31st at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico in San Juan. Sources tell the Ring's Mike Coppinger. Zayas will defend his WBO title while Baraou risks his WBA title. Massive news right here. Listen, this right here is what makes boxing special. When we have two guys who have just become world champions, and in their very first fights to defend their titles, they're going to go unify. Hats off to both guys. I get it. Some people were out there wanting to go out there and say, this is going to make one of the worst unified champions we've had in a long time. So be it. I don't even agree with that statement 100%, but it is what it is. Here's the fact. Give some respect to these two men. These two guys don't need to go out there and unify right away. They could go fight easy opponents. But instead, we're getting this opportunity where Abass Baraou and Xander Zayas have come together and said, you know what? Xander Zayas being the youngest world champion in all boxing right now, Abass Baraou being newly crowned champion. These two guys are saying, you know what? Let's go fight two guys that are both world champions in their very first title defenses. And all I can say is this. Hats off to both men. This is what makes boxing special. When we have young fighters and Xander Zayas, when we have two guys that just became world champions, and they're not going to go party around, mess around, and go fight people that we don't want to see them fight. These two guys are taking care of business right out the gate, going after for unifications. And all I can say is this. If these two guys can do it, so can every other fighter in boxing. And there's a lot of boxers right now that don't want to make big fights, that don't want to unify. We're not seeing them do what we want to see them do as boxing fans. Yet these two guys are doing just that. Hats off to both of them for giving us a fight that the fans want, the media wants, everybody wants. And for those two guys, it is a legacy type of fight. one guy will walk away as a unified world champion at the best weight class in all boxing as of right now. And all I can say is hats off to both these guys. And I cannot wait for this fight to go down between Abass Baraou and Xander Zayas on January 31st in Puerto Rico. All right, with that being said, I don't see any more comments in the chat, so I'm going to wrap up today's show with that right there. As I said, I will be back live tomorrow, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I've got a very special guest joining me on the show who will be announced tomorrow afternoon. And then at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to be hopping on to Ryan Frazier's show, which is going to be taking place on YouTube as well. I'll be giving a more in-depth ProBox TV boxing card breakdown, also getting into some other boxing news as well. So make sure to tune in for that. I'll give you guys a reminder tomorrow about those details. But I'll see you guys back live tomorrow. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of you guys' day or start to you guys' day. I'll see you guys later on Friday. May God bless you guys all. And with that being said, SchuZ out. God bless y'all.